smell that? What's the smell?
What is that?
Is that hockey season coming up?
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Oh, man. Welcome, everyone, to episode number 23 of the Onnnn Block podcast. It is Sunday, October 6th, 2024. I am your host, Nordic, with my other host, LeBlock. How are we doing today?
We're doing great, actually. We're doing fan-freaking-tastic. Hockey season is literally this week.
And it wouldn't be a Onnnn Block pod episode without LeBlock burping to start the episode. So, we're going to start off this episode today. We got a couple things to do, some housekeeping stuff before we wrap up kind of like our season previews and predictions and all that before we get into the season when we post our next episode Friday. But a saga has come to a close. LeBlock, we talked about this on Thursday.
We've talked about this for multiple episodes now.
Yes.
It feels like this has been like we've talked about it since the middle of July, feels like, or beginning of August.
But it's over. LeBlock, it's over. I didn't think it would end this early with the way it was going, but nope. Jeremy Swayman signs an 8-year, $8.25 million extension with the Boston Bruins. He gets locked up for the next 8 years. There were concerns that they may not get him locked up and there might be a trade in play, but nope. He is staying in Boston, and I love that AAV. I love that term. I think it's perfect for both sides. It was in the middle of where we expected it to be, where Swayman wanted around like 9 or 8.5 or whatever we were hearing, and the Bruins were lower than that. So they meet in the middle of this good deal, and this could be a steal the next couple of years down the road.
Definitely a good contract. I definitely love the term. I love the AAV. Some of the backlash I've seen online is that Jeremy Swayman has played 46 games as a starter. Jeremy Swayman is not a proven starter. Jeremy Swayman doesn't have enough experience to demand that kind of money. But I look at all this and I say, Jeremy Swayman's a top 10 goalie. You pay him that money. You pay that money for what he's going to become. You pay him that money and that term. You want him locked up long term. You wouldn't want him going on a 3-year deal and hitting the open market.
Yes, you don't want that to happen. That's what we actually kind of thought was going to happen with the way that these offshoots were going. But nope, they get him locked up for long term, and I think it's perfect. Swayman will not be playing opening night, I don't think. They're going to give him a couple more days to kind of get himself into shape, get himself ready to go, which you would think he doesn't really need that much time. Let's be honest here. We know that hockey players, I mean, maybe goalies need longer, but again, they're usually in shape. They don't take that long to get there. So it's a good deal by Boston. Swayman, they get him done. And that was not the only piece of news that happened today. There were a bunch of waivers today. A lot of guys were placed on waivers, and a lot of guys were honestly just, like the final cuts, essentially. We kind of know what every team is going to look like. So, LeBlock, I don't know if you've seen the full list, but amongst the guys placed on waivers, I'll send it to you on Instagram, but amongst the guys who were placed on waivers, which ones kind of surprised you a little bit?
I'm just gonna say this because it says down there biased Sens fan, so I want to play the biased Sens fan here. Yannick really stood out at camp this year. Really stood out in both preseason games, and him getting sent down. I honestly was shocked by this news. He's looked great, and I think majority of Sens fans, if you've talked to them, want him as the fourth line center. It means Ofstachuk beat him out for the job. Matthew Highmore should be sent down, but he's injured, so you can't send him down. Him and Gaudette had a really strong preseason, really strong camp. So that one really surprises me. I think Marco Kasper being sent down is also a shock.
But he was sent down.
He was sent down, and I know he was on. Yeah, he looked fantastic in the preseason. Him and Danielson. I was going to point out Danielson looked great too. I think one of them at least should have started with a team this year. As I read through this list, Eric Brandstrom, that one kind of surprises me. Once again, he was traded too, yeah. So that one kind of surprises me. Jesse Ylonen being sent down is a little bit of a surprise. Pierre Engvall is a huge surprise. That contract is going to hinder them for a while.
He is on the second year of that 7-year deal, and he's going to be in the minors this season. So, yeesh. Like, he didn't make the team over Oliver Wahlstrom. Surprising.
And then you look at this.
Jacob
Fa-
Pelletier, well, was another one that surprised me.
Fajimo is a guy who's been on waivers and been claimed before, so I expect him to be claimed. I expect some of these guys to be claimed. I think Yan Yannick will be claimed. I hate to say it, but I think he will be claimed.
Yeah, some other guys that interest me. Again, Peltier, as I said. James Reimer was placed on waivers too. Justin Hall. I don't think again, like, maybe not all those guys get claimed, but, it's kind of surprising a little bit they're getting waived. The Oilers placed a couple of guys on waivers that were interesting. Oliver Rodrigue, a goalie prospect for the Oilers. There's a decent chance he gets claimed because he looked really good in Bakersfield last year. It wouldn't surprise me if he gets picked up by a team who might be short on goaltenders. But overall, nothing really that. I mean, like, there's definitely a few guys that I think could get claimed 100%, but we're going to really see what happens there.
Nolan Foote getting waived too. That I think he might get picked up as well.
Yeah, that was a little bit surprising as well. We actually had a trade today. We kind of referenced it a few minutes ago, but Eric Brandstrom was traded over to the Vancouver Canucks in exchange. The Colorado Avalanche, who had Brandstrom, you might have forgotten about that. They got a 2025 fourth-round pick and defenseman Tucker Pullman, who is 20% salary retained. So it felt like a really weird trade, but Vancouver, from their perspective, they made it so they could not start the season LTIR. That's what I've seen.
Yeah, I get it from Vancouver's point of view. I do not understand this from Colorado's point of view at all.
You're trading a young defenseman for
An older injury, a guy on LTIR, and a fourth-round pick.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, interesting deal. I'm sure there's more behind it, obviously, but yeah, that was something that kind of shocked me a little bit.
I'm gonna say this: Steve Stais can do the funniest thing.
He could. He could. He could claim Brandstrom.
Brandstrom at 800K is better than Brandstrom at 2 million. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying it'd be funny if he ended up back in Ottawa.
It would be real funny for sure. I don't know if he would be too happy with that. We did see a few other signings today as well. Or this was a few days ago, but Kevin Labanc signed a 1-year, $775K deal with the Columbus Blue Jackets. He had a really good preseason with the Devils. I think he scored like 6 goals. And we forget that there's a rule with PTOs. Like, you don't have to sign where you're on a PTO at. You can go sign somewhere else. So Labanc chooses to go to Columbus, which is trying to get up to the cap floor. I think that it's a good signing. I mean, Columbus obviously is, again, below the cap floor. They need veteran. They were looking to get a veteran as it is, and I think you get Labanc, who wasn't that bad a few years ago, on a basically league minimum contract. I think it's a pretty good deal. Also, Kailer Yamamoto signed a 1-year deal with the Utah HC. He was originally on a PTO with the team as well, so that was a pretty good pickup there as well. And this is going to tie into this next thing that I want to talk about, and it's kind of news and it's kind of not. It is 10 players who have made their team out of camp. Either they're a rookie or they're on a PTO. Now, I do want to put an asterisk to this. There's a few of these players who might be on entry level or might be on two-way contracts. Some of them might be on ELCs, but some of these guys might be playing in the AHL, but they still kind of made the team. And then there's a few guys who signed from PTOs and a few guys who are rookies who might not stay the entire year and just be on like a 7-game stint. So, first off, Kevin Labanc, as we talked about. Tyson Barrie from Calgary was locked up. Nate Pearson from Vegas. E2 Makiniemi from the Flyers. He was a goalie who was sent down. Jet Luchenko had made the team. They made some final cuts, and Luchenko gets in. Also, from that draft year, Carter Yakimchuk of the Senators. So, those are two really interesting players who, listen, are they going to play the full season? No. This is most likely going to be like a 9-game stint. Then they're going to go play back in juniors with I think both of them are in the CHL. Yakimchuk's in the WHL, right?
Yeah. So Yakimchuk's in the W and Luchenko's in the O for Guelph.
Yeah. That's what. Yeah. So I would assume those two guys are there for 9 game stints. But hey, those were two picks that at the time were looked at as like a little controversial by some people.
By us in particular.
Yes.
I remember the screaming. I remember the screaming. I remember the
It's funny because like if you like both of those players have completely changed their minds since then. It's
hmm
kind of funny to think.
It's
So
kind of funny to think that on draft night, I remember the no, and then I remember your who is Tingus Pingus.
yes, I remember that. I
I
remember you standing up and screaming and running out of the room as well. Also, guys who were apparently making the team, Yuri Kulich apparently is on the Sabres roster as well. Samuel Hanzik for Calgary looks like he's going to make the team too with the guys who were placed on waivers. Seamus Casey
Seamus
from
Casey, yes, yeah, from New
Seamus
Jersey.
Casey from New Jersey, who scored in the Global Series, and then Kailer Yamamoto from Utah. There are, I'm sure Max Pacioretty's going to get signed to a contract. You can add him onto that list. Steve Lawrence might get signed as well. More likely Pacioretty because we kind of heard with the Leafs that was going to be confirmed. But those are 10 guys who I saw that have made their team out of camp. If there's a few other, I can't think of any others that made it.
Um, Not really.
There's definitely others, but I just can't think of any of them right now. So I thought that was a pretty cool thing to tie into there. Nils Höglander signed a 3-year, $3 million deal. Höglander, not a bad deal. I think it's a good 3x3. It gives him a chance to kind of prove himself through it here. But this deal does start not this year, but the following year. So they have him for the next 4 seasons. So kind of interesting there. LeBlanc, any thoughts on that?
It's a good bridge. Good bridge for Höglander. Höglander is a good middle six guy. Really took a step forward this past season, I found.
Yep.
Because not last year, season before, he kind of struggled. So it's good to he found his game. He's found his role at the team. And hey, we love to see guys get paid. Who
Yep.
let's see those hardworking guys get paid. So I love it.
Yeah, I 100% agree with it. We already talked about Nate Pearson and Tyson Barrie signing contracts. The Utah Hockey Club have named their first ever captain in franchise history, and that is Clayton Keller, and I love it. I think that it was the perfect pick. I think Keller is, he's been around for such a long time, not only in Utah, but in Arizona as well. He's been there since the start of the rebuild. He is an underrated star. It is a perfect pick by Utah there. And there's only one more team that doesn't have a captain, and that is the Seattle Kraken. So we'll see if that happens soon. So I love Keller though.
Did you see Keller's quote?
What was this quote? I didn't see that.
How the rebuild is over.
Oh, I did see that.
I didn't want to bring it up to you when I saw it, but I wanted to wait for this because bad things happen when people say the rebuild is over.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It kind of looks like the teardown and like the
Utah's teardown is over because if they
tanking.
were still tearing down, they would not have gone out and acquired Sergachev. They would have gone out and acquired, who else did they get in the offseason? They got Marino. Yeah.
So it seems like they really are probably done with this rebuild, and they're gonna try and focus on being competitive now. Jack Campbell is entering the NHLPA assistance program. Really sucks because he's been through a lot. Like, he went from a good goalie in Toronto to being the AHL backup in Bakersfield. So
Yeah, it sucks because he's such if you people who've met him, people who've I don't know, he's such so down to earth, such a nice guy.
yeah, really.
Genuinely a good dude. We wish him all the best in his recovery.
Yeah, he might have been booty cheeks in the NHL for some point, but he is a great person for sure.
Yeah.
Final piece of news here. Actually, two more things. So the Global Series happened. The Devils took both games. They won 4-1 and 3-1, and Sabres fans are panicking.
I don't want to be mean, but as they should. I think we all. Hey, listen. we all said Lindy Ruff wasn't the right choice to be the coach of the Buffalo Sabres.
It's only 2 games.
It's 2 games, and I want to make that stress it out that it's 2 games, but like to lose the way they did, like the first game they probably should have won. Outshot New Jersey, played better than New Jersey, lost 4-1. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Second game, get outshot like 37-18. I think what they lost like 5-1 or 5-2 or 3-1. Sorry, 3-1. So yeah, it's not a good look. It's not a good look,
Nope, it's not.
especially for a team that's supposed to take the next step.
Yeah. Devils look good though. Markstrom made his save of the year in the first game.
Oh, I saw it on my break. I was like freaking out. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, both games were pretty entertaining, I gotta admit. And then the last piece of news here that I have, unless LeBlanc has something, we got a form of nepotism here, guys. Skylar Brindamore signed a 1-year, $775K deal. It's a 2-way contract with the Carolina Hurricanes. And guess who was on that Hurricanes team? Rod Brindamore, the coach. It's hard to look at this and say that it isn't nepotism. Although from what I've heard, he did have a good training camp, but
would he have been brought in if Rod Brindamore was not there? I'm gonna lean no.
8 points in 54 AHL games.
Yeah, that's not. Those stats don't leap off the page and scream NHL regular.
I get it. I get it. You like want to get guys into your AHL
your system, yeah.
But like, come on, really? You know exactly what this is. You know exactly what it looks like. So, yeah, I don't know. LeBlanc, was there anything else that I didn't talk about?
I'm trying to think, and I don't think so.
All right. Would you like to move into the only standings predictions?
Yes.
Okay. All right. LeBlanc, which division do you want to start off with?
Let's start off with let's just start off with the Atlantic. I got Atlantic first on the list here. So.
All right, let's get this crap out of.
Do you want to do this? Do you want to do the award predictions first?
Let's just do standings first, then we'll get to awards.
For sure.
All right, let's roll at number 8. LeBlanc, who you got?
I have the Montreal Canadiens with 79 points.
And I also have the Montreal Canadiens. I didn't do points. Sorry. But, yeah, I think it should be... Listen, Montreal's going to be competitive. We say they're going to be 8th, but they're not going to be, like, bottom 5 in the league. I think they're going to be competitive. I think they're going to be, like... They won't be, like, in the playoff bubble, but they will be, like... They'll be competitive, for sure.
Definitely.
So, yeah. Number 7?
I have the Buffalo Sabres of 83 points.
I also have the Buffalo Sabres as well. You're going to see a lot of similarities. I'm warning you guys. Yeah, Buffalo. Again, as I've said in previous episodes, like I just don't think this core's ready. I just don't think they're ready.
I don't think they're ready. When you look at Buffalo's lineup, I would say this lineup is full of holes.
It really is. It is. So a lot to work on for sure, but I think they're moving in the right direction. It's just I don't think they're there yet to make the playoffs this year. Number 6.
I have the Detroit Red Wings with 88 points.
I also have the Detroit Red Wings. Yeah, I think that Detroit. I mean, like again, as I've said, like they haven't made moves that scream that they want to make the playoffs. I think they're planning to not really tank this year, but to be outside again. So, not a bad thing, but regardless, that's kind of how I see it, especially with Casper getting sent down today.
Yes. 5th place, I have the Ottawa Senators missing the playoffs with 90 points.
I have the Ottawa Senators making the playoffs. So I think hopefully Ullmark will do well if the team can stay healthy. I think this is a playoff team. I think they can get in. Maybe they either barely make it or barely miss, but I have them getting in.
Okay. See, I'm very superstitious about my team. I never have them making playoffs. No matter what position I've done, I've never had them in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Number 4?
Making playoffs, I have the Tampa Bay Lightning with 91 points.
I also have the Tampa Bay Lightning as well. Yeah, this is very boring, right, guys?
Yeah.
But I actually do think that Tampa, they could struggle out of the gate. Not gonna lie to you, I could see it happening.
Third place, I have the Toronto Maple Leafs with 99 points.
I also have the Toronto Maple Leafs in the same spot. We're going like same for same here. Yeah, I think Toronto, they're good enough to be in the third spot. I could see them getting second, but that's kind of where I have them right now.
Second place, the Bruins, 103.
I also have the Bruins as well. Yeah, I know we're like the exact same. Yeah, Bruins, they got Swayman. They're in a good spot now. And number one, I have the Florida Panthers.
Florida, 107.
Yeah, so pretty identical lists from both of us. You can tell that we kind of agree on the same things, which is kind of annoying. Makes this podcast really boring for you guys, unfortunately. The other divisions we might disagree with, though. So let's move on to let's do the Metro next.
Right.
All right, number 8, I got the Columbus Blue Jackets.
In eighth place, I got the Columbus Blue Jackets with 63 points.
Yeah, it's going to be a really rough year for them for obvious reasons. Unfortunately, it is, but hopefully they prove us wrong and have a good season potentially. Number 7, LeBlanc, take it away.
I have the Pittsburgh Penguins with 82 points.
I have the Philadelphia Flyers at 7.
Yay, something different!
Yeah, finally something different with Philly. Again, I'm low on them. I want to be low on them in case if I look if I look bad. I think that I don't know. They might like take a little bit of a step back this year, but Mitchkov, he's going to be fun, obviously. I got Pittsburgh there.
I'm really not high on Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh's roster looks bleak. The defense is a rough scene. I think Jari's a good goalie, but I don't think Jari can carry them. Sid's getting older. Malkin's getting older. Letang's getting older. Roster is a retirement home, if I'm going to be very frank on that.
Ooh, they won't like that, LeBlanc.
I know they won't, but I don't really believe in Pittsburgh. And I think this is the year where they'll still be in the race, but things will start to slow down.
Yeah, they might. Some people might start doubting him a little bit. Number 6.
Number 6, I had the Flyers at 84 points.
I have the Penguins. Yeah, kind of the same thing you said for Pittsburgh. I just think that they're going to really struggle and people are going to be shocked.
Yeah, and for Philly, like you said, it's a young team. It's a young team. I think that's surrounded by vets, though. So I feel like they could be better, but they also could be lower as well.
Yeah, it's a really weird team.
It's hard to gauge teams like Philly and Buffalo. Like those two teams, I feel like in the East, they're the hardest ones to gauge right now.
Yeah, it is. I agree with you.
Mm.
All right, number 5.
I have missing the playoffs. The Capitals at 87 points.
I also have missing the playoffs, the Capitals as well.
Oh.
I think that Washington, a lot of new players. Don't know if it's going to mesh. I think they get in there, but they barely miss.
I got a question for you because when we did our Metro preview, you had the Islanders above the Capitals, I believe.
Yes, I do.
What made you change your mind?
I didn't change my mind. The Islanders are still above the Caps in my mind.
Oh, my bad.
Did you mean the other way?
Yes, not the other way. It's not the other way. Excuse me.
Well, I was a little lower on the Islanders, but then I realized, this team's going to make it. They're going to make it in because they're being coached by, they're going to come closer. I shouldn't say they're going to make it in. They're being coached by Patrick Waugh. They have a good system they run by. I think that team, some people always predict them to finish really low, but I think some people might be surprised by how decent they are this year.
I want to say we always see the Islanders are going to be bad, yet they usually make playoffs.
Yeah. That's who I have at number 4, but I have them missing. Barely.
So, number 4 for me, I had the Islanders making it 92 points.
Okay.
So, which means in the East, it means Tampa gets the last wild card, New York gets the first wild card, and on the outside, missing by 1 is the Senators, missing by 3 is the Red Wings, and then missing by 4 is the Capitals, excuse me.
Okay. That's kind of the same that I have, except I have Ottawa again. getting in, obviously, and then guys from the Metro missing. But
Mhm.
yeah, I think that it's going to be really competitive in that Eastern Conference. It's again, as you said, like it's going to really come down to the wire. It's going to be fiercely competitive, so it's going to be fun to watch. But
For
yeah,
sure.
the Islanders. I have Ottawa and Tampa Bay making the 2 wild card spots, and then the Metro only having 3. All right, number 3.
Yes, I have the Carolina Hurricanes at 100 points.
I also have the Carolina Hurricanes. I think Carolina might take a little bit of a step back this year. They lost a lot. They gained a lot of new players. The question is, are these guys going to mesh? We'll see. I think that they can. They still have a good roster. They'll make the playoffs, but they might be a little bit worse than previous years.
Yes, I definitely agree. They've lost they lost a lot, but they also brought in a lot. I want to stress that they've lost significant, but they've also gained significant people back. So, yeah, it's really all that is.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, number 2.
Number 2, I have the Devils at 101.
Okay, I like that pick. I have them there as well. I think, they're really going to bounce back with Markstrom. I think that people are going to be surprised at how good this team's going to be out of the gate because I've seen a lot of people actually doubt them, to be honest, say that they're going to miss again. But we'll
Yeah,
see.
like New Jersey, it's like it's now, like it's make or break time in New Jersey.
It is. It really is. They need to get in. They need to get back in.
At number 1, I have the Rangers. I have the Rangers at 110. They will be my first seed in the Eastern Conference, but they are not my President's Trophy winners.
The Rangers are my President's Trophy winners. Obviously, they are first seed, first in the Metro, first in the Eastern Conference. I think they will finish first in everything again.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to the Central Division, and
All
this is
right.
the most.
I'd say this is the one we disagree with the most.
Yes, for sure.
Yes. Eighth place. I got the Blackhawks at 68 points.
Yes, this is something we don't disagree with. I have the Blackhawks at 8th as well. Again, I think this team will be more entertaining. They'll be better, but they won't be better standings wise.
Fair. They'll be better, but they won't be better. You know, I only had to put that
Yeah.
in like they'll be better, but they won't be better quotations.
The on ice product will improve.
Yes. All right.
Number 7, and this is where we might start disagreeing.
I have the Blues at 83 points.
Okay. I also have the Blues. I think Minnesota, St. Louis is the team that I just can't. They're like the Flyers of the Central. Like it's kind of a little bit difficult to gauge them. They have a lot of good young players surrounded by vets. I really don't know what to expect, but I'm going to put them in 7th because I think they might struggle a little bit out of the gate. But we'll see. I'm not a fan of that blue line.
Fair. I'm not a fan of the blue line. I'm not a fan of the forward core. I like, but like, will it mesh? I tend to lean no.
Yeah, that whole third line is interesting.
Yeah.
The whole bottom 6 is interesting.
Yeah. Sixth place with 85 points, Minnesota.
Oh my God, I have Minnesota too. What is happening right now?
We said some of the one we disagree with the most.
Yeah, Minnesota. I think they're gonna have a good season, but they're not gonna be able to make it because that Central is gonna be so competitive.
I mean, I'm 85, and that's very respectable for a team like Minnesota. It was better than last year, I feel, but they're not close to improving yet.
We'll see if they have a good start. If they have a good start, then maybe my opinion changes. But
like, I'll be honest, I love Minnesota. I like their team. I like what they got. I want them to be successful, but I'm not confident in my answer there.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, number 5.
Number 5, making the playoffs. 92 points, the Utah Hockey Club.
I love it, LeBlanc. I also have the Utah Hockey Club. I think they get in. Love the blue line. Love the forward core. Good goaltending tandem. It's the first year in Utah as well. They're gonna break in.
So you have them in playoffs then?
I do. I do
Okay.
have them making playoffs. It's kind of interesting because I have both of. Actually, never mind. No, I don't. Not on the West. They do in the East, but not in the West. Never mind. Let's keep going. Number
So,
4.
right. So, number 4, making playoffs, I have the Nashville Predators at 103.
I have the Winnipeg Jets, actually. But I will say this. They have a 1-point difference between the team that is in third. So that's kind of... Well, I know I said I didn't do points, but like they're going to be right up there with...
It's funny because my third spot, I have the Predators at 10... Sorry, I have the Jets, at 104. 1 point off. So, why are we so similar? Why can't we be different?
I don't know, man. Like, I mean, like, it's... I honestly could swap Winnipeg and Nashville and put Nashville at 4. I could really see it. That whole top 4 is so compact together in my standings. Like my 32-1, it's so close together. It's really hard to tell. Like, again, it could go either way. Like Nashville could finish second, Colorado could like it could go any way. That whole top 4 is so going to be so competitive this year, I think. So yeah, I have Nashville at 3. I got Winnipeg at 4. Also, I guess also making the playoffs. Never mind.
Yes,
the Central.
Number 2, I have the Colorado Avalanche at 105.
Yeah, I have the Colorado Avalanche as well. I think that they're going to struggle without. I think they might struggle without Nichushkin a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And Georgiev and net's never a good thing, so it's kind of where I see them right now, honestly.
I mean, in season he wasn't terrible. In the playoffs, he really showed he's not that guy.
Yeah, I mean, he can kind of it kind of does get a little bit blinded by the fact that obviously like the team's so good in the regular season kind of overshadows the fact that he is not as good as it seems, but it showed in the playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah. And then at first place, I have the Dallas Stars at 115.
Yeah, that's who I have as well, finishing in that spot. Yeah, I like Dallas. Good team, good roster. I think that's the right way to go. Now, LeBlanc, before we get into the Pacific Division, we have some breaking news.
Okay.
So, the Florida Panthers posted on Twitter today, out of an abundance, and they posted it literally 9 minutes ago, out of an abundance of caution due to weather conditions, tomorrow's Champions Ring ceremony will not continue as planned.
Oh, no.
It's unfortunate. Yep, it's unfortunate. LeBlanc, I'm not going to lie to you. I realized halfway through it doesn't mean Tuesday. It means Monday.
Monday, yeah. I was going to say.
I thought it meant opening night.
I know, because there's another hurricane heading towards Florida. Yeah. And our thoughts are already with the hurricane that's already ravaged through Georgia and North Carolina.
Yeah, it's been awful.
Yeah, so our thoughts go out to them, and our thoughts are with our friends in Florida as well, as they brace for another hurricane.
Yep, it's going to be interesting. But, sorry, I should have proofread before I said
yes.
that. All right, let's get into the Pacific now.
Pacific, 8th place, San Jose, 57 points. Good enough for the worst team in the NHL.
That's also who I have the worst team in the NHL and 8th in the Pacific. I think that's very obvious.
It's an improvement, but it's not it's a 10-point improvement.
It's like Chicago. The on-ice product will be better, but the team in standings won't be better. That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
All right, number 7.
I have the Calgary Flames at 72 points.
I also have the Calgary Flames. Calgary's going to really struggle this year, I think. I think they have some young guys that could surprise some people. There's a few people who have been commenting on my videos saying that Calgary's going to surprise you. Just watch. And I'm like, okay, so we'll see what really happens there with the Flames, but I think they're going to struggle.
Yeah, like they're going to struggle. I could see them maybe going on a little bit of a run, but I don't have confidence in this. Yeah. They're just such a young team. And I'm going to use right now, Rasmus Anderson, Mackenzie Weegar, all their vets are on the chopping block. All their vets will be in trade conversation this year. So,
yeah, they're gonna be at least talked about when trade rumors come up for sure. I agree. Number 6,
the Anaheim Ducks, 74 points.
I also have the Anaheim Ducks. They're gonna be fun. They're gonna score. They're gonna be entertaining. I'm liking Anaheim.
They should be a fun team, very fun team. Lucas Dostal is now the starter, I believe, because Gibson is out for a while. I think I saw that
I
somewhere.
think so.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think this team makes playoffs. Again, obviously, as you can tell, they're sixth, but I think that they will be fun to watch. 100%. Number
This,
five.
this is spicy. Missing playoffs. I have the Vegas Golden Knights at 88 points.
Ooh, oh my lord. LeBlanc, you want to tell us why?
I don't. They've lost so much. They've done limited work to recover it. The center core is great, but the center core is also injury prone. The wingers depth is awful. The defense is slowing down. The I don't trust that. You don't. Hill and Samsonov doesn't scream playoffs to me. I'm really low on the Knights this year. Um, I just think the 4 teams in front of them are significantly or slightly better than them.
You got a good point, but it's Vegas.
Yes.
So they will if they manage to get it done, LeBlanc, I'm not going to be surprised. Fifth, I have Seattle. Missing the playoffs.
If Vegas makes playoffs, will I be surprised? No, I won't. But for me, I just have them just outside.
Yeah, I get that. Number 4.
I have Seattle at 89 points.
Okay, I have LA missing at that mark. I just don't know if the Kings, with the Doughty injury and that, I don't know if they're gonna. They kind of were battling at the end of the season last year to even make it in, so I don't know. I'm not terribly high on LA, as you can tell.
Yeah, I'm not high on LA either, but I have them making playoffs at 91 points.
And you have them third, correct?
Yes, I want to stress that the Pacific Division is a division that is significantly weaker than the other divisions in the NHL, like by quite a bit.
You have 2 teams who are really good. You have a few
You
kind of
you you have like 3 middle of the road teams, like they could make it, they could not. Then you have 3 teams that are rebuilding.
3 just not good teams.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, number 3, I have Vegas.
Okay.
Actually, a lot of that, and I agree with a lot of what you're saying, but I feel like they're gonna do it. They're freaking Vegas. They're gonna get in. It's just annoying how it is, but
Every empire falls eventually, though.
you got a good point. So we'll see what happens.
The arguments there for them and against them, and I'm gonna be on. And me and you are obviously on different sides of that, but we'll see what happens. Definitely.
Yeah, 100%. Number 2.
Number 2, the points here I've been going back and forth on, but I got the Canucks at 105. If Demko has another setback, this could be because I think they're a playoff team. I just if they don't have Demko, this might be like a wild card team though.
That's true. Like if Shilov's, well, maybe we'll see how Shilov's does. But if Lankinen is one of your goalie, if it's Shilov's and Lankinen for the season, I don't know if I can trust that. To be honest with you, so we'll see what happens there. But I'm not entirely too keen on that goaltending. But I do have them second. I think that they can still make it in. I think their positives outweigh their negatives. But obviously things could take a different turn, and they got to have a good start. And Demko being out might affect that. So we'll see. All right, and finally, number 1, I have the Edmonton Oilers. That should be very obvious.
I have the Edmonton Oilers at 118, winning the President's Trophy.
I love that. McDavid's going to have a monster year, I feel like. Monster year. He's going to be pissed off.
Pissed off McDavid, you're gonna get the best of McDavid.
Yeah, you're going to get it for sure. I agree with that. All right, so that is our division predictions, LeBlanc. We got them done. You want to move on to awards?
Let's do it. Let's cook.
All right, let's get it going. So, I have posted a lot of different awards over the last couple of days, but I put mine a little bit different so I can surprise y'all. But the rules we're going off of this: you can't use McDavid for the Art Ross, and you can't use Matthews for the Rocket Richard. So that was the rule that we went with, just to kind of keep it fun. Like, if we go with McDavid for the, it's going to be boring. So, obviously don't want to go that way. We're going to spice it up a little bit. All right, let's start off with the Art Ross trophy.
I have Nathan McKinnon.
I have Nikita Kucherov.
Okay.
So, guys that were competing for it last year.
Yeah.
Makes a ton of sense. Kucherov, I think, won it last year, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Kucherov did win it. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense to have those two guys in it. They were both right in there last year. How about the Jack Adams?
I got Travis Green. Now I know that in my predictions I had the Sens missing playoffs, but they kind of counteract each other because if the Sens miss playoffs, I think Jack Adams doesn't win it. But if they do make playoffs, I think I think Travis Green, excuse me,
You
wins
think
it.
Jack Adams wins the Travis Green Award? He, the way you're saying it, I agree with that. It sounds similar to John Tortorella last year. Like if the Flyers got into the playoffs, he probably would have won it. But since they didn't make it, he wasn't really
Yeah.
competing in there. That might be my bias, and this might be LeBlanc's bias too. But again, take it with what you will. I have Andrew Brunette from Nashville. I think Nashville takes another step this year. They get third in that Central, and people are going to see, oh, they got Stamkos, they got this, they got that, and he's going to end up.
Another guy I thought of was actually Andre Tourney.
Yeah, I'm not jumping to that though. I'm
Mm.
not going to be that biased. I also thought of Dan Bosma as well.
If Seattle makes playoffs, Dan Ballsma definitely will be considered.
Sheldon Keefe too.
Keith, yeah. Keith winning Jack Adams after leaving Toronto would be like that. Would the narrative would be crazy.
I mean, Craig Berube could win it too
True.
because it's Toronto. So
Usually, I want to honestly, it's very. They usually give the Jack Adams to a first-time playoff team that makes it, or the team that's surprising when that makes it.
yeah, you look at last year, they gave it to Rick Tocchet, who broke in.
Year before it was Lindy Ruff, I'm pretty sure.
No, it was Montgomery.
Yes,
Was
because
it Ruff?
no,
Ruff was a finalist. I know that.
I think maybe it was Montgomery.
2022.
I feel.
was-
I don't know. I feel like it was. I feel like Lindy because remember the fire Lindy chants.
So 2023 was Montgomery. The finalist. That's crazy. You know the two. Guess the other finalist.
Lindy Ruff.
Yeah, Lindy Ruff and who else?
Oh, 2022.
No, it's 2023.
2020. So it's the previous year.
Yes, the year before this year.
Was it the one we just said? Was it
Montgomery won it.
Yes, Montgomery won it, and then it was Ruff, and then it was. Can you give me the division?
I'll give you a hint. He's no longer a coach for this team.
Oh. Is it? Oh, is it Dean Evanson?
Nope.
Oh. No way, it's him. It's Sheldon Keefe.
No, it is not Sheldon Keefe.
Oh, no, is it Dave Haxtell?
It is Dave Haxtell.
There we go.
That's actually kind of funny because when you look at this, it's the guy who won it still there. The two nominees, they're gone.
Gone, yeah. It shows you how cutthroat the coaching is in the NHL. Because, like, the average coaching lifespan is 2 years.
Yeah, and 2022 was Daryl Sutter, by the way, which makes a ton of sense because Calgary broke into the playoffs after missing the year before. So,
yes.
Yeah, makes a ton of sense. Moving on from that, let's move on to the Vezina Trophy.
I have a big off-the-board pick. Joey Decord from Seattle is going to win the Vezina.
Why is that?
I feel like, first of all, he's so underrated. Second of all, I feel like in the starter's role this year, 100%, he's going to ball out. He's going to ball out. I think Balisma's system is also very goaltender friendly. So I feel
We'll
like
see if he can adjust after.
I don't want to compare him to Fleury, but like when Balisma coached the Penguins, Fleury was pretty protected, and Fleury played great in front of that system. So I have a lot of faith that Decord is going to come out on top. I know it's not a sexy pick. It's a very bold pick, and I'm going to stick with it.
Well, I have a very boring pick. I have Connor Hellebuck winning a back-to-back.
Whoa, back-to-backs don't happen.
I don't know the last time that's happened, but I'm predicting it's going to happen.
Mm.
Or it's going to be a goalie like with Dackert. It kind of makes a little bit of sense. Like it's going to be a goalie who like breaks into the playoffs with their team. So let's move to the Rocket Richard.
Basic pick, Kirill Kaprizov.
I also have Kirill Kaprizov. So we both agree on that. The Selke Trophy.
I have Austin Matthews.
I have Alexander Barkov.
Okay.
Two kind of basic picks, but again, I think that you get to the point where Patrice Bergeron's no longer in the league unless someone has an insane year. it's going to be one of those two guys.
I consider Joel Eriksson Ek, but I don't know.
Yeah, he could be in there, definitely.
Mm.
The Calder Trophy.
Matvey Michkov.
Yeah, I got Michkov as well.
Because I found out that Brant Clark is actually no longer eligible for the Calder.
Is he really?
No, yeah. He's played 26 games.
Oh, wow. He was on our prospects thing.
I know.
Yeesh. Yeesh. That list looks worse and worse by the day. The Norris Trophy.
Evan Bouchard. And I placed a $5 bet on FanDuel to win the Norris Trophy.
What is your payout odds? Like how much you win?
I got $37.
Oh, that's not terrible.
Yeah.
I have Adam Fox winning another Norris.
That's fair. I consider Fox heavily as well.
A little bit of a boring pick. And then finally, the Hart Trophy.
Jack Hughes.
I have Nathan McKinnon winning it back-to-back. So, yeah, a little bit of basic pick there for me. I like your Hughes pick, though.
Yeah, I know. Like Hughes, if he can stay healthy, I think he definitely will be a front runner.
Yep, I agree with that for sure. All right, is there any other awards that you wanted to talk about?
I don't think there, other than like the Jim Gregory Award for Best GM.
That's like to the final four teams, though. That's the.
I know. That's
they should
like
redo that, to be honest.
because like the Jim Gregory Award also is not counted until after the playoffs are over.
Yeah. So. I don't know. All right, LeBlanc, you have anything else you want to talk about? I got one more thing.
Shoot, I don't got anything else. So.
We got our last thing here. So this is our last episode before the start of the 24-25 season. We got our opening night predictions here.
Ooh,
so
yes.
We kind of did these. Let's start off with Seattle and St. Louis.
I'm going with the Kraken.
I'm going with the Blues. Dylan Holloway scores 2. Broberg gets an assist on 1. Bennington picks up a shutout, and the Blues win 2-0.
I'm thinking of a Brandon Montour clap bomb in overtime.
I like that.
Seattle wins. Sorry, Seattle wins 2-1.
Boston versus Florida, the cup raising game.
I'm going with I always go. Don't matter what it is. I go with the cup chance every time they raise the banner. I'm going Florida. I think Bob shuts the door. Almost. I have Florida winning 3-1.
I have Korpisalo letting in 4 goals, and the Panthers winning by a score of 4-2. And finally, the final game of that night, they got Utah and Chicago. I'm going with Utah. Come on.
I'm going with Utah, and I'm going with a Utah 4-0 win. Shut the door on Bedard.
Woo, no goals for Bedard. Clayton Keller scores the first goal in front of a sold-out crowd. That's going to be...
I'm going to lie. I'm feeling a Michael Kesselring first goal.
Oh, yes. Kesselring. Arizona legend. All right. Anything else you wanted to talk about before the start of the season? Anything you're looking forward to? I'm looking forward on Thursday. I will be at Ottawa's home opener. That's going to be a blast when we get pumped by the Cup champs. So, yes, we will be talking about that. We will be getting a lot of Ottawa Senators content from LeBlanc, I'm sure.
We also want to let you know that we also are now on Twitter /X with the Nor Block Twitter. We'll be posting, more graphics. We'll be posting more questions, try to get more engagement from the hockey community. Definitely, please go check us out. Please go follow. I know I feel like I'm begging to the masses, but
please.
we want to hear from you. We want to hear what you all have to say about everything and anything.
Yeah, we're looking forward to growing this. We got a lot of good things coming. We're hoping that we can grow this a lot. Same with the Norcast as well. So the 2 big podcasts that I run we're really looking forward to growing those. So again, and I also want to say some of the things that LeBlanc says on that Twitter account, they do not define my opinion. Okay, just make it sure.
I'm gonna put my quote mark at the end of every tweet now, because some people Nordic said some of those things and they got kind of upset.
Lane Hudson, I hate him. Yeah, you can.
Also, I want to let our viewers know that every Saturday night we'll be posting a Saturday night hockey. We're doing our Saturday night picks every Saturday.
Yep, on our Twitter, and I'll post it on the Instagram as well.
Yes.
Our opening night picks that we just said we'll be posting on Instagram as well at NordBlockPod. We're actually getting close to 100 followers, so follow up. Hopefully we can get there by the start of the season.
And what's better than Saturday Night Hockey? I honestly, like, what's better than Saturday Night Hockey? There's nothing.
Yeah, I love it. And I think that's it for our regular stuff. Our schedule, we're still going to run the Monday and Friday schedule, hopefully throughout the season. There might be some weeks where we kind of go off of that because obviously we go on trips and we're not available on certain nights. So hopefully we'll be able to run by that. Hopefully pretty well. We did a good job during the off season, but during the season sometimes it gets chaotic. But anyways, that will conclude this episode of the Nord and Block podcast. Block, any final thoughts?
Hockey's back. That's all I gotta say.
Back. Hockey's back. We love it. All right, anyways, thank you guys for watching or listening. If you're watching, subscribe down below. If you're listening, give us a good review. Tell your friends. Follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Follow the NordBlockPod Instagram at NordBlockPod. Follow the NordBlockPod Twitter at NordBlockPod. I'm Nord. That's Block. Thanks for watching. Enjoy hockey. Let's go Phillies. And we'll see you in the next episode.
I just do what I do. See me? I just do what I do. Man, I just do what I do. To know about you, I just do what I do. Check. That's the intro. See that? Yeah. I just do what I do. See me? I just do what I do. Yo, check. Let me flip this script. I feel privileged for all who can witness this. I am close to divine. Know the moment is mine, need no omen or sign. Providing a back sound to all the squares that ask around. We getting it. My skills pay me. Trying to get a million, baby, with an adopted flow that God gave me. Tell whoever runners that they spot is temporary till I take it, it's mine. I'm selfish. Your will. Tell Miss I'm on my wealth tip. So when we cash out soon, I'm just investing. Hey, no yes men. I've been a legend since before mom and dad had me and was best friends. I chew through comp, don't test them. I chew on tracks, cause after that I bless them. I just do what I do. You see me? I just do what I do. I just do what I do. I don't know about you. I just do what I do.